Cup by the Legits. Yo, yo, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you guys are. Let me know if you hear me well. Welcome to the fifth episode of Speak Up Live Community Talk Show. Today we're gonna have two guests, music guests, DJ Ervin Arana, all the way from Long Beach. What's up, Smirnov? Greetings to Russia. And our special guest today will be, I would say, like a little different guy than before. We had b-boys before dancers, so today we will have a little bit different perspective. We got one of the best promoters in the game, Cros One of Freestyle Session. So he will come a little bit later after the after our music guest Ervin. Let me know if you hear me well. Sound is good. What's up, Rudy? Brazil in a building, Germany, Italy in a building. What's up, Dario? I'm still waiting a little bit for Irvin. He has a little problem connecting. But anyway, please let us like spread the word. Uh, share the link, the YouTube link, if you can. And before we're gonna start, I want to announce the winner of the last week contest for this hats from the new collection. The question was, what does PO1 acronym name stands for? The correct answer is Peace on Earth, Originality Never Ends. So this is what PO1 name stands for. Peace on Earth, Originality Never Ends. And the winner of the contest is, you can see it on the screen. It's Tony Cvitanovic from Bosnia Herzegovina. So congrats on this one. All right. Before we gonna get Irving on board, we got one more update. Let me see real quick. Last week we dropped a new collection with the legits, and we got a little deal going on. Like for all orders over 80 euros, you get a free mask. We didn't want to sell the mask, but this is just an extra bonus. If you support us, we support you guys back. So just go to store.thelegits.com. Anyway, let me see if Irvin is with us. I think he tuned in. Let us know, by the way, if you have any questions for Cross or for Irvin. We'll try to uh, ask all the questions you guys ask. All right. I think our music guest is ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome all the way from Long Beach, California, my boy, DJ Ervin Arana. What's up, bro?
What's happening, brother? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. 8 p.m. over here. You got the early morning, late morning, 11, right?
Yeah, man. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're good. We're good.
No, no, no worries, no worries. It's not really a delay. So, how are you guys handling the situation? I mean, this thing has been going on for almost 2 months now. How you dealing with it in Long Beach?
Um, yeah. Well, personally, I just been at home, staying busy. Trying to stay productive, and just been handling a lot of stuff at home with like some photography, editing, and some music, of course. I've been going live. So as far as the city, I think everybody was good at first, but I think right now everybody's getting antsy. Everybody's just trying to go out, but we're doing the best that we can.
hmm Can you tell us a little bit more about your history? Because maybe some people don't even know that you are a b-boy and you
Yeah,
represented Rocksteady. Like, can you just tell us a little bit about your history when you got like when you started breaking, when you started DJing?
yeah, of course. Well, I wanted to start DJing when I was 12, 13 years old, when my next door neighbor was a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Around the same time I started breaking. I started breaking because it was free. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to buy any equipment. So started breaking in 1993, and with my original crew, Ugly People. And then I got into Rocksteady in 2002. And then,
Mm-hmm.
just went out, did my thing, represented for, quite a lot of years. And then I was doing both for a while. And then I slowly just
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. And then I started shifting more into DJing over the last few years, and yeah, man. And so here I am. I
Travel.
still break too, but
Yeah.
I think right now for me, like the stars have to align, man. Like the vibes got to be right, the music, the cipher, the circle, the energy for me has to be like on point for me to really want to go out and bug out. But B-boy for life. You know what they say.
Yeah, no doubt. And you're still doing. I mean, now it's closed, but are you guys still doing Homeland, or Homeland is getting closed? Or was it closed? Like, is it closing,
Yeah,
right?
well, Homeland closed when they did the lockdown. Uh,
Mm.
Sorry, bro. Yeah,
Don't worry.
Homeland closed when we did the lockdown, and and I think I don't know what's gonna happen when they open it up again.
Mm.
It may I don't know. I hope we come back.
Yeah,
But I'm
man.
not too sure.
For those who don't know, Homeland is a legendary Los Angeles practice spot. A lot of crazy b-boys came out of there, right?
Yeah, consistent practice every Tuesday for 22 years.
Psst,
And
legendary.
that's actually where I learned to DJ too. So, it's Homeland, but it's really like home for me for sure.
Yeah, spot to be, spot to represent. So you got the set ready.
Yeah.
What are you gonna spin? Is it some classics, or where's it gonna be?
So I think I'm gonna do a little soulful stuff, man. So like some a little, definitely some breaks, something that you could break to, but I want to lean a little bit more towards the soulful stuff, the new jazz kind of stuff. So I'm
That's
also
what's up.
improvising, so we'll see where it goes.
That's what's up.
But before we start, let me make sure this thing is off really quick. So give me 1 sec.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
Hopefully.
after the DJ said, we're gonna show you guys DJ Ervin Arana's SoundCloud, so you can go follow him and enjoy his music and enjoy his vibe. In the meantime, let us know if you have any questions for Cros or Ervin Arana. Also, if you have any suggestions for any guests in the future, I can already say that next week we're gonna have a dynamic duo from the Netherlands, or the Dutch duo as a music guest. We're gonna have a Mr. Blabbermouth. He's a MC, a boom bap MC. A lot of people in our scene still don't know him, but he's like one of the illest MCs out there at the moment. And the special guest will be Bimo Meno from the Hustle Kids. So yeah, like if you have any suggestions for guests you would like to see, I already got some names last week. Mr. Wiggles, Flea Rock, just let me know who would like to see. It doesn't have to be a b-boy, it could be a DJ, it could be anybody else, it could be a producer. Any suggestion is welcome. We're doing this on a weekly basis, so there's like 52 or 53 episodes within a year, so you know what I mean. So are we back, Irvin? Let me see. uh, yeah, I think just the picture. Hold on. Just the picture is tilted.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's tilted.
yeah. You see it?
I see you tilted. Let me see.
Okay.
How do I
Yeah.
adjust it? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Nope.
Uh, are you on
Um,
a phone, or is it like laptop?
I'm on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
so let me see.
Maybe just switch
There.
up the.
Okay. So I mean, I can turn my phone,
Let's
but
see.
how do you see me vertical or do you see me like
Yeah,
this?
yeah. No vertical.
Okay.
Just try to move the phone. Let me put you here.
My goodness.
The
Is that
other
better?
way. The other way. I mean, you can spin upside down. Oh, perfect. This is perfect.
Okay, we got it. Okay.
We got it.
Wow. Technical difficulties.
No doubt. Just in the meantime, Smirnov has a question for you.
Okay.
Tell me, please, top three songs characterizing your DJ style.
Three songs that characterize. Oh
It's your
man.
DJ.
That's tough, man. Um, I'm gonna just go off the top of my head, but I don't know how accurate it'll be.
Okay.
Maybe Jungle Fire's Firewalker.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one. Little Latin, LA Latin funk. Um, Actually, you know what? There's an Apache remix that I'm gonna play a
Okay.
little bit later, and I think that's like perfect for me right now.
All right.
So
Sounds good.
yeah.
Let's get the vibe.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. We're
Thanks
gonna
for
have
tuning in, everybody. Here we
yeah,
go.
let's do it. Let's enjoy. DJ Ervin Arana, all
Sounds
the way
good.
from Long Beach, California. Perfect. Let us know if you hear us well.
What you gonna play?
Fresh. Shout out to Snook tuning in all the way from Italy. Live from California, Long Beach.
Make everything alright. When holding squeeze tight. Make everything alright.
Damn, son. I wanna get down right now. I see Cros is watching already.
You make me feel so nice when I'm around you. Wake up in the morning and I'ma spend my whole life with you. The sweetness of your smile helps away with all of my fears. If it should all go wrong, my life should come to tears. I've never been so deep into anyone else but you. I'm expanding my heart, never been so close to you. And if you want me to hang around, then I'll never let go. I'll give you all my time, stick around with you for sure. You make everything alright when you hold and squeeze me tight. You make everything alright, everything alright, everything alright. You make everything alright, everything alright, everything alright.
DJ Ervin Arana. Let us know if you have any questions for Cros or Ervin. Nice. All right. Super funky, man. Let us know where you guys are from. I see Slovakia in the building. What's up?
Que yo te veo gozando, bailando, meneando, moviendo la cintura, mira.
One love to India. Man, killing it.
Mandinga con carabalillo, te traigo la rumba buena para gozar. Oye, mira, echa pa' acá, echa pa' acá, echa pa' acá, echa pa' acá, echa
Oof. Nice remix, bro. Fresh. Nice. Help us spread the word. Share the YouTube link. Mm. Hip hop don't stop. Okay, bro, let's drop one more joint and then we got a couple questions for you. All right? Vibing out. DJ Ervin Arana. All right, bro. Let's do one more joint. One more track. One more song. Once again, we got US, Russia, India, Slovakia, Italy, Germany in the building.
No quieres distinguir lo que parezco, lo que soy. Mi alma lo llevo por dentro y no por fuera. No quiero comparaciones. Soy este alguien que los demás exigen. No me gusta tal cual soy. A mí no me importa. Da igual, yo me voy. A nadie quiero engañar. Y no te preocupes. Sin ti llegaré. Piensas que tú me conoces, pero tú no sabes. Y lo que tú opinas no le importa a nadie. Piensas que tú me conoces, pero tú no sabes. Y lo que tú opinas no le importa a nadie. Piensas que tú me conoces, pero tú no sabes. Y lo que tú opinas no le importa a nadie.
Long Beach, California. We got a couple questions for you, Ervin. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Much love to you for this super fresh DJ set. You were super funky. Thank you so much. A
Thank
lot
you
of
for appreciate it,
Latin influence. I can feel
for
crazy.
sure.
So there's a question from Smirno. He got quite a couple questions. Pioneer or Rain? What is your favorite equipment?
Well, generally speaking, I'm a big Rain fan, but I
Mhm.
think my favorite mixer right now is the Pioneer S9.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That
I know
thing
what
is
you're
beautiful.
talking about. I got the same
Yeah,
one.
that thing is beautiful.
And one more question from Smirnov. Who was your first DJ inspiration?
Wow. Um, my first DJ inspiration was actually my neighbor, but he was like a local guy.
Hmm.
But aside from that, my first major inspiration was DJ Lacey.
Word
Um,
up.
See him at the proams, and I got to meet him and talk to him. He's a super cool guy too.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your SoundCloud a little bit? I can
Oh
sign
yeah.
off and you can just go through your SoundCloud and explain people a little bit about your music.
Yeah. Of course.
All
Let
right,
me.
let me
Quick.
all right, let me do it real quick. I'll sign over and I'll just navigate.
Okay. Yeah. So Bodega Live is a was a club in LA that did a lot of Latin music. So that was my guest DJ set. I'm really big on cumbia, so that's a little bit of a cumbia mix that drifts off into a little bit of other sounds. And then Celebrity Live is a all style battle concept that was hosted at the Style Elements anniversary. So I do a lot of all style battles too. So I don't think a lot of people in the breaking world know that, but that's a live set I did at the Style Elements anniversary. So I'm really proud of that one as well. And then Don't Fake the Funk. Um, I have a student that also came up in Homeland named John Gibby. So that's me and John Gibby on some boom bap hip hop, and we go two for two. So go back and forth. Cypher Addicts anniversary. I think I put that out for the 5 year anniversary. And if you guys been to the earlier Cypher Addicts, you guys know that like that vibe is like my signature. Is basically my platform, you know. So obviously hip hop breaks, but a little bit of the party vibe. So I feel like it super defines what I do in terms of breaking. And then Thick Live was a club that I did with my homie Kai Star. So that's a little bit experimental. That was also recorded live. And then the Battle of the Year USA final, I think it was 2011. I did that for One when he hosted the qualifier at the United States, and that's actually my first official mix that I released, that I pressed, and that I sold. So I'm really proud of that one as well. And then what's the last one? The Soundwaves Radio. That's a radio station here in LA that I was invited to be a guest as well. And anytime I get to play outside of breaking, I really like to display like my full range of music taste. So that's I think b-boys will definitely enjoy that as well. But it's a little bit different, I think, is than what you're used to. So yeah, a little bit of everything there for you. So check it out. Oh, also this summer, I do plan on releasing a cumbia mix, like a full blown cumbia.
That's
So
what's up.
I'm
That's what's
waiting.
up.
I'm excited for
Can't
that.
can't wait for that one. So guys, go follow DJ Ervin Arana on SoundCloud. You just saw the mixes. Just follow him on Instagram as well. And Ervin is also an amazing photographer, so you can check his work. For sure, we will have Ervin as a main guest a little bit later. He's gonna talk about all the things that he's been doing. He just blessed us with the music set tonight or this morning. And thank you so much for being with us. Let me bring Cros here so we can chit chat a little bit. We got Long Beach and San Diego in the building. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one and only Cros One. Where you at? What's the deal?
What's up?
What's the deal? How you been, bro?
I've just been chilling, working.
Yeah,
You know,
this is always
keeping
so
busy.
dope. Like to have like three different, people on the same screen. You guys are kind of close to each other. I don't know when was the last time you saw each other, but you kind of close. San Diego, Long
I
Beach.
always see him when I'm in Slovakia.
Yeah,
Nah,
been a little while.
nah.
Every summer. I don't know about this summer, but let's see. But anyway, Irving, thank you so much again for being with us, for blessing us with the vibes. People really enjoyed it, as you can see in the chat room, and we'll be in touch very soon. Hopefully, I see you in person very soon.
Word up.
And
Thank you, hermano. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
thank you, no
Peace
doubt.
across. Catch
He's
up with you later, hopefully.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
much love
Peace,
to
brother.
Chrissy too. Peace. So, what's the deal, Cross? How have you been
Uh,
handling the situation over there?
how?
How have you been handling the situation over there with this pandemic? How did it hit you?
You know, I just stay safe. Just precaution when I go out and keep
Mm-hmm.
myself busy. You know,
Yeah.
I've actually been working like there's like grocery delivery and stuff like that. So making money while I'm staying busy, staying away from social media. It's like a rabbit hole of like misinformation and
Yeah.
it's just wild right now.
All the theories. Before we jump into the interview, I just want to drop the question for this week, for this episode. Obviously, it's related to Cross. So, guys, if you want to win this special Lil Zoo edition collabo tee,
Oh,
uh,
sweet.
just let us know when was the first freestyle session, what year. You can send the questions to thelegis.com/speak up. So once again, what was the first year of freestyle session? When was it? Okay, before we go to the main interview, let me see this video. If you can remember this one.
That was many pounds ago.
Many pounds ago. Dang, son. Kill that, because a lot of people don't even know that you were actually b-boy. You're a b-boy. You can still do a head spin. I saw recently. I mean, maybe a couple of years back.
I
So
think
so
I can still break. It's just I break myself when I break.
damn, bro. So how was it? Like, when did you actually start breaking, or how did you get involved with hip hop?
Well, both were fairly like pretty one after the other. Like I got introduced to hip hop. A friend of mine had like a Run DMC tape, and I listened to it, and it was so dope. And I jacked it from him, and I mean, literally like played it back and forth until the thing actually popped. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then not too long after, like I mean, breaking just kind of took over the nation. And like I said in several different interviews and things, like it was literally everywhere in America. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there probably wasn't a kid in that era that didn't break or tried to break at least. You know? So
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
that was in '84. So 83,
80.
84, like around that time.
I was not even born.
Yeah.
I
I don't
was.
even remember when the Run DMC tape actually came out. It was '84. Yeah. So.
Damn, that was 1 year before I was born. That's pretty. This is a lot of history right there.
Yeah.
So, but like, so why did you start with a freestyle session? What was the main motivation behind it? Like, what was going on? I mean, we're not gonna say the year again because that's the question. But like, what was the main idea behind it?
Well, being in San Diego, you know, the B Boy Summit was actually from San Diego as well. So the B Boy Summit moved from San Diego to LA for whatever reason, just because San Diego's kind of a conservative city. So it's kind of B Boy Summit got so big that it got kind of like the city just kept on, you know, just messing with it, shutting it down once in a while. You know what I mean? Like different parties and stuff were getting shut down, so it got difficult to kind of maneuver. So Asia and Easy Rock actually just moved it to LA. So for me, I just felt that there was something missing, and a lot of people in the scene stopped going to practice. You know, when there wasn't any events around. So for me, mainly I started Freestyle Session for just to get people to go to practice. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of an active thing for me to get people to come practice with me because at the time I was breaking, and you know there would be sometimes where I'll be like one of a couple people that were practicing, but then when the event came along, it's like practice was full, you know. So I was like, all right, then let me do an event, and you know, after my first event, like practices got full, like week in, week out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna just keep on doing events, and then practice will probably be full all the time. So you know,
Damn.
yeah.
Did you expect that at that time when you started that the freestyle session is gonna be so big and it's gonna be all over the world with so many qualifiers, like 20 plus years later? Like, did you? I mean, this is a major inspiration even for our event, for Outbreak Europe and the Legends Blast. So like, how did you feel at the time? I guess it was kind of like natural, right, back then, but like the legacy is
Well,
crazy.
I didn't go out like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and that." Like, my main goal was just to throw a dope function, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And and after my first one, I felt like I accomplished that because literally the first one got like 700, 800 people, you
Wow.
know. And I think it was eight crews that entered, and you know, at the time, you know, a lot of people from LA came and different people came, and you know, I was just like, okay, cool. And my whole goal was always to make the next one better than the last. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that was my only goal. Like like doing qualifiers and all that, like that wasn't even a thought till like the 2000s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what would you say was your favorite edition of Freestyle Session, and why?
My favorite,
Mm-hmm.
I have several. You know, like
Okay.
three. Three for me was really dope. I mean, we brought Storm out. It was like one of our first out of the country guests, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
big deal, you know. And the event, like the event, pretty much hit international platforms after that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
before that it was just like a Southern California event, and then once that hit, like it was kind of like the whole news went worldwide. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
then from there, five was super dope. There was 16 crews for that. It was like the 2 year anniversary. And then like and then I'm giving out hints, huh? And then yeah, after that, I mean, I like 7, 8, 10. That little era right there. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And who is behind Freestyle Session? Is it just you, or what is your like? How big is your team? Because I know your mom is also helping out. It's like similar than my situation. Your mom is all over, making sure everything is on point.
Yeah. Well, Freestyle Session, the brand is mainly just me.
Mm-hmm.
Event wise, it's my partner Polo Molina, uh, who's actually the Black Eyed Peas manager, and a couple people, other people's managers. But he's yeah, he specializes in event production. So anything production wise, like he's heading it out. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with his team, we got like, you know, we have like 2 or 3 people that are directly involved, and then other than that, at the event, it could be up to like 30 people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I work real tight with Stance Elements, so that's like another 8 people right there that's working on videos and social media stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like my whole thing is connecting with people that specialize in different things. Like I could try to sit here and specialize in everything,
Yeah.
but it probably won't be that great. So for me, like video wise, I look to Stance to do a lot of stuff. I look to like the Mason Roses, a lot of different people. Like I'll just hire and collaborate with on the video front. As far as event production, I deal with Polo for the local stuff here, and
Mm-hmm.
then when I'm doing stuff overseas, we have overseas partners. Like in Japan, I have Machan, and John Jay used to do the Korea ones. We've worked with IBE. We've worked with you know even back when Nex was around. He did the one in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I remember.
yeah, and then now it's you know yeah. So we work with different partners all over the place. So it's not just me. Like I'm
Yeah.
like I'm more like I call myself the curator of the event. Like it's kind of like my brainchild. I come up with the ideas and then plug and play with people that can make it
Execution
happen.
is, yeah,
Yeah. So
with them. So the finals is easily 40 plus people, plus you have partners all over the world doing the qualifiers. How many qualifiers were you supposed to have actually this year?
every year is pretty much the same. We usually do around like 8 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
And like probably like 4 or 5 of those are in the U.S. and the rest are overseas. So yeah, we keep it around 8 to 12. Like if I do any more, then I'll really be out of town.
Yeah. Wow, for sure. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
When,
because not only are we flying out for our events, we're also going to like other people's events. Like
yeah,
I always try to make my time to go to your event. I'm trying to go to IBE. I'm trying to go to different events around the world, and you know
yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm doing my event all every week, then I'm not going to be able to do anything.
yeah. Traveling nonstop for real.
Yeah.
For real. I know like organizing events is like super stressful. Do you remember or like what was your like the worst experience like or the most stressful experience you ever had organizing freestyle session? Because these are always like some
Man.
really interesting stories to hear. Like
I had to probably the top one is probably Freestyle Session 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like just to give it a little context, like me and my partner, we were like, what, let's do something really, really crazy dope. Like let's mix like music festival with b-boy event, right? So we literally like put like 150, $160,000 into the event, which up until then, like I never even got close to trying to do that, So
Uh-huh.
um
Uh,
so we put that much money into the event, and literally like the day before, the city of Long Beach like actually just shut us down because we were supposed to have it at this thing called the Spruce Goose Dome, which was like the kind of like an airplane hangar for like the biggest airplane.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, like they literally shut us down. Like they had helicopters flying over the venue, like
Man.
cops all over the place, blocking the bridge because there's a bridge that goes onto the area where the Spruce Goose Dome and the Queen Mary are. So you had to
Mm-hmm.
go over the bridge, and they're like blocking all the streets off. Like it was, they're
Wow.
making it real difficult for all of our spectators to come, you know. And then like, so literally they just shut us down.
Wow, what's going on? Let us know if you hear us. I don't know if it's a problem on the cross side. Let us know if you still hear us or not. Let me try hit up cross. Let's check real quick. Now, I guess we lost. Yeah, I guess we lost cross. Let me talk to him real quick. If he's back, well, what happened if he lost electricity or something? He did okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I guess Cross didn't expect to do freezes tonight. Let me hit him up. Let us know if you have any questions. Of course, yeah, we're gonna ask about the food. It's one of the top or the quick 10 questions. How do you stay young? Okay, we'll ask that. Let me see. Maybe Cross is still talking and he doesn't know that he froze. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Dang. No answer. Hmm. Sorry, guys. I really apologize for this. It looks like he's online now. Yo. Okay, hold on. He's hitting me up on Messenger. Sorry, guys. Hmm. He should be coming in shortly. Let us know the questions. This sometimes happens. Oh, he's saying someone cut the internet in his area or something. So I really apologize. Yeah, that's true. Too much traffic at this moment. Everybody's live streaming. But we should be back shortly. Let me check real quick. Mm-hmm. Good question by Michael. Let me send a link again to Cross. That's weird. Really weird. Oh my god. Grass is saying that someone's working on the house and they unplug the internet. Wow. Well, we didn't have this situation before. Sorry guys. Just stay tuned. We'll try to fix it. Yeah. Go get some lunch. We should be back shortly. Let us know if you have any questions. Coming back real soon. Once again, the question of the week is when was the first freestyle session? What year? Write your answers to legis.com/speak up. You guys can win the Lil Zoo, the legit limited edition polo shirt. What else? We also have podcasts from each episode on Spotify and Anchor. Uh, we got previous guests were Kleju, Rox, Ride, Focus, and for one next week we're gonna have Mr. Blabbermouth as a music guest and B-Boy Meno. And we try to have a diverse guest. Okay, I think I can hear Cross. So Cross is coming back. So what happened?
See, I'm used to it. Like we got. it, it's funny that I'm talking about problems and I have problems at home. Like,
The life of an organizer.
yeah, right.
Yeah, man. So you were talking about yeah this stressful situation. You said the police closed the
Yeah,
bridge.
so the,
Something.
so the city sent the police to shut us down.
Mm-hmm.
And last minute, we ended up moving the whole entire production inside the Queen Mary, which is a
Mm-hmm.
big boat. Like, I mean, literally,
Yeah.
it's bigger than the Titanic. So, like, so yeah, we did the event on the boat, and it was probably one of the most historic ones we ever had. So, I mean,
Everything
you
happens for a
know,
reason, right? I
yeah,
guess.
right. And what's crazy is like when I was going in the boat for the first time, and they're like, "Yeah, you could do it over there. Check it out." And I walk in, and I look down, and it's like a big checkerboard dance floor. I was like,
Dang. Okay.
"Yeah, it was almost like it was meant to be." It was like, like I mean, and that's how I just chalked it up. I just was like, I could have been mad about it forever, but it's kind of like, eh,
Yeah,
it
it
is
is
what
what it
it
is.
is.
But yeah, it
We,
was
we,
legendary
we
edition.
yeah, we went through all the adversity of that stuff in the moment, and we made it happen, and it was that much more rewarding at the end.
Yeah, I mean for real.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story with a lot of budget online. Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch the
Um,
Freestyle Session 8 DVD, it's like in the beginning, like the little there's like a little documentary about it. It's like a little short documentary about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I gotta
which is
check
supposed
it
to
out.
be part of a bigger documentary that's supposed to come out one day, but we'll see what
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Crazy. Funny question now. Is organizing events enough to pay your bills, or do you have to do something else to survive?
Nah, not enough. Not here in the U.S. I think if I lived anywhere else except for the United States, it probably could work, but not here, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Yeah,
tell you from my perspective in Europe, it's
yeah.
hard, definitely hard too. Like we have to do other stuff and you gotta
Yeah, I
look
mean,
for
like
some other
even
opportunities too.
of
Yeah,
course, we're doing similar things, but like I
yeah.
DJ for a living. I have my website. I have my clothing, which it all kind of goes hand in hand with my travels. Like if I go to another country and I'm, just there for even to go to an event, I could judge I could judge that, or I could sell clothes, I could sell merch, I could DJ at the after parties, stuff like that. So kind of goes hand in hand. It's weird because I didn't ever really set out to do all that. It's just kind of like one
Mm-hmm.
thing led to another, and things started working, and it's all about kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and when it works, it works. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah.
There's one question once again. What was the reason for shutting the event down at the intended location by Michael?
The city just didn't want it to happen. I mean, they said that they went to my website, and because so my website at the time was like social media for b-boys,
Mm-hmm.
social media for hip hop heads. So like everybody used to go in there. So we used to have over like 10,000 to 15,000 users online every day.
Damn.
So the discussion board used to be popping. So and b-boys have like this weird sense of humor. So one guy was like, one guy actually like just joked around, was like, "Yo, I know Snoop Dogg, and this is all about the LBC, and we're gonna get all the b-boys in the building." And, everybody started laughing and stuff. But then like the city actually printed that out and brought it to a meeting and was like, "Yo, what's this? Like,
Wow.
there's gonna be gang activity there," and we're just like,
Wow.
"That's a joke. Like, that's just we're not taking that serious. It's bullshit."
and
Yeah.
they just shut it down like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
they, and they were like saying that we were painting promo on their like trolleys and trains or whatever they have over there. Like
Uh
it's
huh.
like I wasn't even there. Like we pass out flyers, but they were saying because you know how the flyers have like graffiti and stuff on it,
Yeah.
like artwork. So they were just like trying to like just there anything that they could throw at it, they were throwing at us. Like, oh,
Yeah.
your stuff has to do with vandalism. Your stuff has to do with gang stuff. It has to
Mhm.
do with
Mhm.
gangster rap. Blah 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 blah. Like everything that did. That's the thing. Like ever since I started Freestyle Session, you know, I mean, I'm glad now we've broken all the stereotypes and we're where we're at. But in the beginning, man, like
Damn.
any venue you went to, if it was hip hop related, like it just got a bad rap, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
And now like it's crazy because we've broken every stereotype that was thrown at us, and then now it's to the point where now they're even comparing us with sports, and we're going into the Olympics and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
it's such a
Attitude.
such a 180. Like it's
Contrast.
crazy because all these people now like they don't know the trials and tribulations that we had to go through to
Yeah.
get us to just this point right now. You know?
Damn. That's definitely important to bring it back. I mean, we got lucky. I mean, we didn't get support from the first couple of years, but the city was definitely not going against us. Like, in your case, it's definitely crazy. A lot of like
Yeah, I mean,
negative
just
reputation
like
from it.
yeah, just like I said in San Diego, the B Boy Summit got so big because it was free. That there will be thousands of people from all around the nation in the
Mm-hmm.
world coming to here, and they just didn't like that attention. You know,
Uh-huh. I
but
see.
then it's like the Comic Con gets millions of people, and they're like at the beck and call and throwing money at them to stay. It's
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
such a
Yeah.
weird paradigm of everything.
That's crazy, man. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm happy everything is getting better now. I mean, they respect us a little bit more. I
Yeah,
guess
for
due to
sure.
the Olympics too.
I mean,
But
that's
anyway,
kind of
so
like why I'm cool with the Olympics, man. It's like okay, cool. Like
yeah,
that would just make everything so much easier, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess a lot of people don't see that the whole picture. I would say
Yeah.
so many ways. Yeah. How do you feel about the scene at the moment, especially in the U.S.? Because I mean, Max One is missing definitely, but last few years, Steve kind of like step out in a way. Like,
Mm,
how do you feel about the U.S. scene? And I mean, you're being active with Pro Breaking Tour and UDEF.
mm.
Like, what's your perspective at the moment? Like,
Uh, it's cool. I mean, there's so much going on. A lot of small events that you know they're hit or miss, and then there's a lot of people trying to do big events when maybe they shouldn't try to do big events. Like like,
yeah,
and then there's the handful of big events. But it's growing. Like with everything, man. There's a positive and a negative, right? So like, I mean, for us, we're just like trying to teach everybody and kind of mold everybody and figure it all out together. You know what I mean? Like,
get through these times.
well, especially now, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
So yeah, just like the other day, we had a Zoom meeting, just trying to let everybody know that you know just because we're not doing events doesn't mean that we can't do things for our community, right? So like things like this with the question and answer session, um, workshops online, video content. I mean, it doesn't stop.
yeah. I mean, for real. How do you feel about these online battles? I mean, at the moment, is that the best we can do at the moment? Do you think, or how do you see it?
Uh, it's cool. I feel like it was eventually going to get there anyway. It's
Mm-hmm.
just this whole scenario just fast forwarded it, and I think it's a great outlet for the b boys that can't connect in person with, you know, say like a first world country like us. But it's great for like people that can't travel to
Mm-hmm.
be able to share their experience with the world. Like
Mm-hmm.
how big is it for somebody from like Africa or like Southeast Asia or somewhere some people that just can't get anywhere, but
Yeah, yeah.
they could share the platform with somebody like huge. It's big, and just being able to present their dance like live with somebody like a Ken Swift or like Moy and all those guys. Like it's like, oh man, I got to dance in front of Ken Swift, and I didn't even have to go all the way to America to do
Yeah,
it.
it's
Like
like one click away. It's crazy.
yeah, like
The technology can
yeah,
do.
I feel like it's eventually going to get to like 3D technology, virtual reality with the goggles. You could actually be in. You could feel like you're at a jam, and you're just like
Yeah,
really just at
you
the
can
house
smell
and
it. You
goggles
can
and stuff.
smell it.
Yeah, man. Like it's gonna like technology is really gonna play a big factor in what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like it already is. Like our live
Yeah,
streams. I mean, I do the event. There's 2,000 people at the event, but then there's like 50 to
even
100,000 people watching it live with everybody. So I mean,
yeah,
everybody's talking about the next week or two after, or you know, because they were
yeah,
like they were virtually there. You
yeah.
know,
Exactly. They experience the event in a way. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And how do you feel? How is it gonna be after the pandemic is over? After this time, like, do you think dancers will appreciate the physical events more because it was kind of like saturated, especially in Europe? There were so many
I
events
hope
every
so.
weekend.
I think so. I already been hearing it from people like, oh man, I miss events,
Yeah,
and it's coming from people that are always like dogging them out.
yeah.
But uh, yeah, I feel like I don't think that it's going to be snap and then everything's going to happen
Uh huh.
overnight. I think it's going to gradually happen. I don't think there's going to be any huge events till like sometime next year, maybe later next year.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I feel like any human interaction is going to be great next year, like coming up, because I think that's what everybody's missing, right? People are going crazy online right now, like just blown up.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely too much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you see breaking like 5, 10 years from now?
Uh, Hopefully more professional and more. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I always
Mm-hmm.
want to see things go both ways, right? I want to see things
Yeah.
more
Balance.
professional, put together, whether it be on TV or just get our
Mm-hmm.
stuff more together online, more in unison. But then I also want to see another side where I want to see more underground events. I want to see more cipher events. You know, like it's a give and take with everything. Like if you don't have balance in the scene, then it goes to shit basically. So we need everything. You know what I mean? We need. I feel like 5 years down the road, I feel like there's going to be much more b-boy community centers, uh, breaking community centers, hip hop centers, nationwide, worldwide, owned and operated by hip hop heads and b-boys and b-girls. You know what I mean? And dancers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd like to see more different dances together at an event versus
Mm-hmm.
just breaking. I know, like some people don't like the other dances, but I feel like we all have a love and appreciation for music. So if we could just all catch a vibe together, it's just that much more better. And to
Mm-hmm.
just be able to learn about each other's cultures and different dances and styles, and it's just better when everybody's able to share. You know what I mean? I think it's a give and take with the scene. Like the scene just got so big for just breaking that
Mm-hmm.
we lost out on all the hip hop elements.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see all those come back into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's definitely important. So, what are your plans with freestyle session as far as like next, few years coming up? Like, I mean, obviously you've been connecting all the elements, having the concerts as well. Not so
yeah,
many jams do that,
yeah.
so it's
I mean,
important.
that's why I love your guys' jam. Like you guys are always elevating on that part.
We're trying to do the same thing, but yeah, like it's definitely not a standard in a scene. So, like, what are your plans with freestyle session, especially like for the upcoming years?
Um, I definitely want to get a bigger and better team. I mean, not to say that my team isn't great or anything, but like I would like to have a team just here locally. I had a lot of people on my team, like as far as when I had the Armory store and stuff like that. But now everybody's kind of doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just being able to set up shop and create a business where I can hire more people full time to do different tasks
Mm-hmm.
involved with the business. Like because I feel like I've had it bigger, and then I came back down to where it's just kind of like, as far as the business of freestyle sessions, it's just me, and then working with different promoters and different people to do different things. Like I would like to get more in house with it.
Mm-hmm.
So but you know that always requires money, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, that's kind of what it's like a gift and a curse, right? You get it and it's cool, but then like I've hired people and then I've gone broke from having so many people on my staff, and then I went just me, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, I wish I had people helping me. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know,
You gotta
like
find
right
the
now,
balance.
like right now for me, it's like, oh, I want to do, you know, I want to make my website a little bit better. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of my task right now. Is like, okay, I got to get with somebody and put somebody on a payroll to to do that tight knit. You know what I mean? Like to somebody to help me with it. Because you know, for me, like me being a sole, uh, my just me being me, like to make money, I have to DJ, which I can't do right now. You
Mm.
know, throwing club events, I can't do that right now. I was even like renting cars out, which I can't do that right now. So pretty much everything that I could have done to make money,
Mm-hmm.
to free myself up to do stuff, like I can't even do all those things. So now I got to do like I said earlier, like I'm doing like grocery delivery and stuff like that just to make some
Gotta get
money.
flexible. Yeah, gotta get
Yeah,
flexible.
and it's doing great. So right now for me, I'm just kind of stack my money, put it in
Mm-hmm.
investments. Like I put like almost everything that I've made during the pandemic into the stock market, and like into crypto, like you know what I mean. And it's actually been working. Like it's making more money, you know. So
Uh-huh.
for me, I'm just trying to like put
Good
as much
time.
as I can right now into that, let it grow, and then I'll be able to just let loose a little bit, and then work on the things that need to be worked on for me directly, for the scene and stuff like that. You know, for my business in the scene, in breaking. You know what I mean?
That's
So.
what's up. What is your favorite crypto coin at the moment?
I'm like I got a bunch of icon. Well, no, I don't actually. I dumped all my stuff, but I like icon, and then I like Tezos.
Okay, I'm all
Yeah.
in Icon too. So
Or yeah,
let's
I got to actually buy some more in. That's why I got like money to the side, just in
yeah,
like Tether, just waiting to see what's going on. But
yeah,
like Bitcoin's making a run too. I need to like start hoarding some Bitcoin because it
yeah.
looks like it's about to break 10,000 again.
Let's see. It's having in 4 days or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
May
So,
11th. Let's see. Little
yeah.
crypto advice is over here, but yeah, it's possible to make quick money if you're a little bit lucky
Yeah,
and
I
know what to do.
actually like I said, I was renting cars out, and I was making money doing that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
a couple months ago, uh, Icon had like tripled.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I cashed out like half of it, half of what I had, and bought another car. So the car was making me more money, right?
And
So like
investment over investment.
yeah. So it's like you know, fun times, fun times.
Okay, yeah, for real. Good times for that. Do you have a question from DJ Winzo? Will there be a freestyle session online solidarity championship?
Well, the solidarity thing is kind of like it was the motto or theme of the Break Free event.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I don't really have a itch to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, if there's people doing it, I'll definitely pitch in and help. For a freestyle session itself, like if I was gonna do anything, it would be like I think I had brought this up in our Zoom meeting where I want to do something where maybe I'll bring back the champions in a closed setting, and do a live stream of them battling, and everybody's gonna have to tune in to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no live audience because of what's going on, but being able to host a battle like that. But you know, even that, like it can't happen now, you know. But it's an idea that I've had. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, as far as like an online battle, I think we'll have like online contests.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're set to announce one actually on Monday with the whole tour. Um, and yeah, something like that, like just like contests, like little things like that. But I wouldn't really probably go all out
Mm-hmm.
into into a technology that I don't think is going to be too crazy moving
Mm-hmm.
forward when it gets regular, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the aspect of including people. So maybe in the future, like do something like that for people that can't come to the events. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be cool to have like during freestyle session weekend, host an online portion for people that can't come
Mm,
to be a part of the same platform. Like that would be kind of cool. You know?
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That could
yeah,
work.
yeah,
Bring the two worlds together.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, for real.
But I don't know. Yeah, short term. No, I don't want to be in a hurry to do anything. And I feel like Break Free and Groove Sessions are doing a great job in doing what
Mm,
they're doing. So I'm not really like one of those guys that want to try to hop on the hype.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Kind of feel the same way over here.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but it's good to see. It's an inspiration for real.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. It gives everybody something to do and keeps everybody in
Yeah.
the mix. Even before then, I've seen like some people were just like were tuned out of breaking. They're just like, nah, I got to take care of things. Like breaking's not really like something I care about right now. But then after they
Hmm.
watched that and they were like, oh man, I was inspired and I want to start breaking again and blah blah blah. So that's
It
like what
works.
events are. Like events keep it all moving. It gives you
Yeah.
inspiration and it gives everybody a platform to see what the next people are doing.
Hmm.
People across the seas or in a different country or world. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Now it's a little section like if we can help like organizers around the world. So for you personally, what does it take to throw a dope jam? Like, what are the don'ts and do's of organizing a dope jam?
Well, the main thing that I've always told people is to don't try to do it too big. Like let it grow naturally. So,
True.
if you are in a city or an area where that like the biggest event you've ever been to is 100 people, you're probably not going to get 200 people on your first shot. So, kind of like play within those numbers and budget within those numbers and do as much as you can within those numbers. Like work with people that you're down with, people that you've always wanted to work with, and network and yeah, just start like less than what your goal is, but the goal is attainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my first event, like I was only expecting like maybe 200 or 300 people,
Hmm.
and that's all I was expecting. So if even 200 people showed up, I would have been like cool. But 800 people showed up, so I was able to get 800 people
Hmm.
to show up. I mean, we probably could have did 1,000 if we really needed to, like because the space was big.
Hmm.
But you know, you don't want to have too crazy aspirations. Like I see people like going like spending way too much money, and then they wind up losing all kinds of money.
They get too
So
hype.
yeah, like I said, like just budget within the means. Like don't. I mean, if you're gonna go over, then you better plan ahead and save up all that money and just plan to lose it all.
Yeah.
Because you know,
Yeah. It's definitely better being nicely surprised than feeling sorry for losing all the money.
yeah.
What is your recipe to keep like even like yours alive and relevant for 20 plus years? Like what's the secret?
Um, I guess for me, the biggest thing is never get too comfortable because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like years back, like there was like I think my last crew battle, I was just I really got comfortable doing what I was doing, and I got, I was comfortable like having my website and promoting on there and just promoting all the old ways and just doing things like how they always were done, and it just I guess in a way it got stale for everybody. So I feel like at one point, like that particular year at least, like we had a lowering in attendance, and I was just like, why is this? And I had to like look at myself, like what am I doing wrong? And I just came to the conclusion that I was just doing things like too regular, like it was all the same. It was
Mm-hmm.
getting too stale. In my opinion, like that's what it was. In other people's opinions, that maybe it's something else was going on. But I just got too comfortable. So it was there that I was like, okay, I gotta just do things differently, and that's when I started doing all the uh, all the qualifiers around the world, and I broke it down from the crew battles to 3-on-3 just to shake things up. We were able to get a sponsor, with the Battle of the Year movie and Braun and all that like that year, and yeah, after that I feel like it gave it new life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So never getting too comfortable for me is and always look for something different. Like you don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? You want to bring something to the table that nobody else is bringing. You know?
That's definitely
So,
good advice.
yeah.
Talking about sponsorship, how the guys should look for sponsorship opportunities for their events. If you have
I,
any advice on that.
I should be giving my. I never even listened to my own advice, so I think the best way to look for sponsorship though is really just presenting a good product, like on paper or digitally, with a good press kit, like, and put all the information that they want to hear, like as far as the demographic, who is your audience, who can you reach, how can you reach them, or who your partners are, you know, and just really put it down in a real packaged product on paper or like I said, digitally on your computer that you could send to somebody and they could see it right in front of their face. Because most of these companies, like, they're not going to like hear you out. Like they're going to they want to read about it, they want to like flip through, they want to look at it on the computer, check out a couple of video clips and everything concise and on point. So like when they're looking at it, like, oh, this really makes sense, I want to be down with this. And then they get to meet with you and you get your foot in the door and you're able to speak your piece, but the first step is always to put it in a package. Because I've seen like events where like I was like floored just looking at their presentation online, and I was like, okay, well, that's what's up, and professionally, that's what they want to see.
Exactly.
Luckily for me, like, I have history on my side, so I have a lot of video, I have the name, like, my partner's pretty big in the entertainment industry, and we get our foot in the door in a lot of different places. And then plus with the tour, like, we have a whole team on our tour pitching sponsorship. So, they're able to put a great package together. For me, I'm just the event guy. I'm the curator.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so just advice is to keep it professional and basically fit the strategy of the sponsor, or like have the same target group or whatever, fit with their strategy. It's not
Yeah.
what you want, it's what they want. Like, yeah, to adjust
Yeah,
to their needs.
it's what you got to also think, like, what they want and what they need and how you could help them make that happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because if there's no connection there, then you're going to be speaking in the wind. Like nobody there is going to care.
Yeah.
That's kind of like why everybody's always like, why energy drinks? Why energy drinks? It's like that's just like the easiest one. Like breaking is so dynamic that, I mean, why wouldn't any energy drink, not just the ones that are involved, but any of them, like, why wouldn't they want to be involved? Like we've even had like Gatorade before, and why wouldn't they want to be involved? You know what I mean? And I feel like now the next steps, we got to get like more sportswear companies and shoe companies, because I mean that's a whole market that's wide open in our field.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
So let's see how it's gonna evolve. How do you choose your judges, DJs, hosts, MCs? What's the selection process?
Well, DJs, I mean, I've had like very similar DJs from the beginning, and I've added through the years. So I guess if I wanted to add more, like, what they're doing now, what's their appeal, like, I want to get the people that are making noise, but I also want to get the people that that people need to hear, people that are accessible to me. You know what I mean? It's hard to fly somebody from different countries to here, because it costs so much. You know what I mean? And I have so much talent like within my fingertips here in just Southern California and California in general. So, like newer DJs that we brought on board with like Flag. Like a couple of years ago, we got Flag to come on. We got Bless. We had Timber come down. I got those guys because they offered something different. And I wanted to throw it into the mix of free, like,
Yeah.
for Freestyle Session, as far as musically with the DJs, like, I always want to have different DJs that offer different flavors. So like, if they do an hour and then somebody else goes on after them, it's so contrasting that you wind up loving both DJs. You wind up like, just because every hour is like a different party, right? On a similar wavelength. But that's kind of like what my goal is as far as musically. As far as like hosts, I mean, I have Ivan. I mean, he's been down since day one, and you know he kind of took a a break for a little bit, and then we kind of brought him back a couple years back. And I mean, the
Brings the
guy is just
vibes.
off the hook, you know, and I'm just there kind of just to move along the show.
Hmm.
I'm there to move along the Ivan show, you know. Like for me, like I'm just there because I want to make sure that everything's on point as far as timing. And
Yeah,
him, he's the guy that just gets everybody behind it, you know.
hype it up.
Yeah.
And what
Um,
what about the judges? How do you select your
the
judges?
judges, I mean, man, that's the hardest one, man. For me, I want to get people that like credible judges, people that have been in the game for a long time. Um, like before, you know, I was getting a lot of older judges, and now I'm kind of moving into the '90s generation because
Okay.
I feel like with the times, that's just where it's going. So now the people that were in the '90s, like my generation, they're starting to become like the OGs and like the older generation of now, you know. And I
Hmm.
always want to include people from the older generation, and then the '90s, and then you know just kind of like a melting pot of different styles. Because I mean, you can't have like five judges all the same like views. You know what I mean? Like, or else you're just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have
yeah.
a skewed. You're gonna have a skewed judgment. For me, I always like on the bottom basis of it all. I always try to get like people that balance out. Like, say if I get somebody that specializes in power moves, I get somebody that specializes in footwork. I'll get somebody that specializes in everything in the middle, and then
Hmm.
I'll split it in with somebody that's like, you know, that
Hmm.
leans over to one side and another side. You know,
Hmm.
people that are used to working in a team.
Hmm.
You know, just different things. But at the end of the day, it's always somebody that's legitimate and like damn near borderline legendary at the same time. Like, and it's hard, man. Like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
only so many people that you can work with. You know, I've tried to like throw in new people, and you know,
Sometimes it doesn't work.
sometimes they don't even show up, and you know, like it's just yeah, it's just a. I mean, everybody always says, oh, why does everybody always work with the same people? Is because we've actually tried to work with new people and they just didn't show up, or if they did show up, they did a horrible job or whatever, you know, like. And that's not to say that people like the people that are working on my thing is like the only people. Like, I mean, dude, like I'm a part of like 16, 12 to 16 events a year. And like, there's different people for different events. And then by the time, like, for me, like, technically, I'm just putting together one event a year, and that's Freestyle Session, the main one.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So like, you know, but then I'm also like letting people know about different judges for different events, So
Hmm.
like, for me, like, I'm just doing that one, and man, every year it gets harder and harder.
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, we've been doing events only for 10 years, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand your struggle. Okay,
yeah.
now I have a quick set of 10 questions. All the guests get the same questions, and the answer should be just one word. So let's
Right.
see what you got. So, first one, what does success mean to you?
And just I gotta
One,
say it in one word. Oh,
yeah, just one word. Like, what does it mean to you? What does success mean to you? One word. 5 seconds.
success, family,
Okay. What does hip hop mean to you? One word.
life,
Okay. Your favorite song to get down to or to listen to of all times? One song.
Goodfoot.
Okay.
You said one word, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, one name, like one song, yeah. So we can create a playlist for the
Oh,
audience.
you're gonna create a playlist.
Yeah, eventually, after 10 episodes, I can like, okay, this is the favorite song of,
Man, there's so many
Rocks.
songs that like you put me on the spot, man.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
it's,
just
it's
put on
hard.
the Goodfoot. James Brown.
Okay.
Goodfoot. Yeah.
Dope. Your favorite place on earth?
Japan.
Okay. Your favorite breaking move?
Yeah, favorite breaking headspins.
What breaking move you cannot do or you couldn't do ever?
What I couldn't do.
Hmm.
Oof. 1.5 air flare.
One and a half. Oh, okay. Your favorite food? Just one?
Tacos.
Tacos, okay. Same like rocks. Your favorite music artist of all times?
Oh, that was hard, man. My favorite artist of all time. It's always gonna change, but at this moment, I'll say Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane? Okay, nice. Your favorite upcoming B-boy or B-girl at this moment?
At this moment,
Mm-hmm.
upcoming, so it's have to be somebody that's not really coming up yet, huh?
Well, yeah, somebody who's getting,
I
famous.
guess right now, I like watching Ives his growth,
Mm-hmm.
not only as a dancer, but just all around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of the whole package. Okay, and the last question of Quick 10, what will you be doing in 5 years and where?
Hopefully, I'll be on a beach somewhere, retired. Not-
That's what Rock said too. Some Mexican island.
counting my Bitcoin. No, I don't know.
Yeah, you never know in 5 years. Yo, you never know.
Yeah, no,
So
I'll
you'll
probably
be,
just be doing the same thing, to be honest.
mm-hmm.
Even if I did strike it rich with Bitcoin, like I'd still want to be a part of this movement because it's so special to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, hip hop got you all around the world. How many countries have you been to? Do you have a count at all?
I think I'm up to like 58 or 59. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
I
trying
got
to get
six. I got
I'm trying to
60.
get to 100. I'm trying to get to 100.
Okay,
But
so you.
what's crazy is like maybe like 6 of those I've been to over 20 times. So it's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same here. Yeah, it's the
like
worst
man, I
thing.
would like so now it's like to the point where like if I go to a country that's close to like 5 that I didn't go to, I want to go to at least one after to check it out.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, this is amazing that this culture, can help you go around the world and like having close to 60 countries is pretty crazy. Like my goal is to be in every country in the world. Just my uncle, I told you, like
Yeah,
194
your
countries.
uncle's amazing. He's went to every one down there.
Yeah,
My,
but he
my goal is 100. Like I don't think
okay.
my lifetime to try to go to all of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's expensive.
That's funny. Well, you gotta have this Bitcoin like going on, so you
I
might
have
as
a
well.
I actually have a bet with Renegade. Whoever gets to 100 first has to pay for the other one to go to the Maldives.
Uh-huh.
So if
Maldives.
I get to
Okay.
100 before he does, he's got to pay for my trip to the Maldives.
Okay. Well,
Well, hopefully we can make that happen before the Maldives goes under because it's supposed to like disappear like in the next years
uh-huh.
supposedly.
Yeah, let's see about that. How does that feel to be every week, almost every week in different country and different city? Like, I mean, obviously not now, but like you living on the kind of like same lifestyle like me. Like, how does that feel for you? You've been living like this for a long time.
I mean, it's crazy because it's always something new, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like I'm all about new experiences. So it's always the element the unknown element which is what keeps me going. Like I want to go and discover new things, new foods, new people, and just different cultures, and I feel like that's helped me grow as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and has expanded my mind and the way I think more than anything, more than any book or any video that I've ever watched or movie. Like it's actually going and experiencing these things firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
hanging around with like locals and like learning their culture and the history and how passionate they are about it.
no,
It's
exactly. I
cool.
mean,
I like
yeah,
when I went to Slovakia, man. I learned so much about Slovakia just like with you. Like you're like the ultimate tour guide. Went to all the castles and like listening to the stories and the history. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about, man. Like
exactly.
because at the end of the day, too, man. Like you do the traveling and you find out all this stuff about everywhere else. Like you want to like learn about your own city and your own culture, and you know. So
Yeah,
gotta
I
have
mean,
ultimate pride in that.
yeah, I've been saying this for a long time. Traveling is the best education, in a
Yeah,
sense.
sure. No,
So
it is.
definitely better than
Mm.
than school. Can we talk a little bit about your brand Armory survival gear? What's up with that?
That was actually a couple DJs in San Diego had started the brand. Um, and it was actually a brainchild of another guy, this guy Aliyasha, that he started a bunch of different brands, and then but then he didn't have time to do it. It was like right after like September, like 9/11, like way back, and so he kind of squashed it, but he gave it to somebody else, and then three DJs were running it, and then one of the DJs, one of the main DJs that was a part of it. It was a record store at first, so
Mm-hmm.
then they wanted out, and at the time I had a video distribution company with Freestyle Session
Mm-hmm.
with the videos, and I was doing well, so I was like, oh man, I've always wanted to do a store, so I paid, and actually I didn't even pay. I just put a product into the store as my payment to be down with the whole thing. So literally, like I changed it and like quadrupled their revenue like almost immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there, like the next step was just to start our own clothing brand, and then yeah, from there, like I kind of just did everything that I learned in breaking as
Mm-hmm.
far as like working with people overseas. Like I worked with all the promoters overseas that were doing Freestyle Session to distribute it, and it was doing great. And then it kind of slowed down after like a lot of the same people that were selling Armory and being down with the Armory. They kind of seen like how their own brand would do, so they started creating their own brands, and they started doing their own brands and doing well with them. So they kind of like weaned off of Armory and went into doing their own brands, which is pretty much just kind of like the timeline of things most people do. So it's cool, but I still do it. It's kind of like I took a back seat to just Freestyle Session brand as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
but I still brand all the Freestyle Session shirts with Armory labels, and everything's clothing wise, everything's Armory. So like you know I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of stockpiling on designs to kind of revamp it again in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now, I just do everything. Like you can only buy Armory stuff online. So basically, uh, we work
Nice.
direct to garment. So anytime somebody orders something, we'll print it on the spot and then send it out. You know?
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to talk a little bit about freestylesession.com? Is this actually where the store is for Armory?
Yep, yep. So
I
that so
I can.
freestylesession.com had started as just the event website. Um, for the longest time, we had a discussion board, and it was like the go-to place to find out about events, and then and the whole community used to come to Freestyle Session. But now we just kind of pivoted, and now it's just a store. So it's weird because now the whole new generation, they barely even hear about it, because I don't really go overboard with the promo. Like I don't really try to promote it too much. If people are asking about things, I'll say that we have our website. But like my goal right now is to revamp it and kind of bring it back out, and like I said, new Armory products and stuff like that. But we have some stuff on there. We have all the stances stuff. We have like it says, the Headspin headquarters. Like I'm actually the one of the first person to like actually mass produce Headspin beanies. So a lot of people don't know that. Like I didn't invent the spin hat, but before Pro Am '98, I actually or Pro Am '99, right before I went there with a bunch of people here, I had my mom make like 30 beanies, and I went to the event. I didn't even have a booth there, but I was selling beanies and videos, and the beanies were the first thing to go, and they went in like 10 or 15 minutes. So after that happened, I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be one of those things that's going to help me travel. you know?
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've been getting spin cap beanies from you for like
Yeah.
10 years or something. So
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So guys, you can go to freestylesession.com for Armory stuff and for the headspin beanies. Um, what else do we have? And here's a question. Actually, the guys are talking in the chat room. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't seen.
I can show it too. What do you think about Renegade being a judge? He has been in the culture for years, but as a DJ, never a b-boy. Well, I know Renegade breaks.
I think I think
I
it's
cipher
just
with him.
people. See, this is the thing with the breaking community, and it's kind of like our curse is that we assume all these things, right? So just because they know Renegade as a DJ, they just assume that that's all he knows and that's what he specializes in. But
Mm-hmm.
Renegade's a very intellectual dude, and he used to break back in the day. He wasn't like the best b-boy, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He's been around it long enough, so he could break it down enough to teach people. And his students are some of the best in the UK and in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you could intellectually describe things and teach students how to break, then I would have to assume that you're good enough to judge, and he's good enough to judge. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could talk to him about things that I can do, and he would totally get exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You know,
on the same
and people
level.
are even people even like complain about me judging, and I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. Like I'm not gonna debate people and like I have to judge, like, because I really don't have to judge. I don't really prefer judging,
Yeah.
but it's one of those jobs that's out there, and I'm down to do it. Like I can do it. It's just it
Yeah.
is what it is, and it's obvious that Renegade is decent at it because people keep hiring him. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not his fault that people are wanting. Like he's not pushing it on people. Like hire me, hire me. You know.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know.
That's the whole point. Um, Always the last part of the interview is the section called "Show Your Skills." We always show rounds of certain b boys and b girls,
Uh,
but this time it's different because you're a promoter. So what I want you to answer is like, what are your top three events at the moment besides yours, maybe besides mine, ours? Top three events that you would recommend b boys and b girls or any hip hop heads to visit
to visit.
and experience.
Say if you could go to Yalta Summer Jam,
No, for sure.
you know, well, didn't it got canceled this year, but
Like
Radical
everything
Force
else.
Anniversary.
Okay.
I like Radical Force Anniversary because it's not too serious. It's like a party, and you're
Party vibe.
around a bunch of like-minded individuals. Like you want to learn, you could learn. You want to get down with some of the best. You get down with some of the best, and you can also have a great time while doing it. Of course, your event, but you excluded that one. I like IBE because there's just so much
Uh-huh.
to do. Like I think you could go to IBE and just you could get any kind of experience you want at IBE. Like you could go
Mm.
to you could go just to do housing stuff. You could go just to do popping stuff. Like you know what I mean. You could go just for the parties. Like like there's different experiences. Like you make your experience what you want to make out of it. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it dope. So yeah, that's three. I would say if you've never been, go to like a BC one. I mean, I don't go to BC one like to get what you get from all these other events, but it's actually dope because like the last couple ones, like they've actually curated it to where they do other side events, which are cool. But it's just a spectacle, right? Like it's like going to like a big sporting event, like a big concert, like and
Yeah.
b-boys are like the show, like
And almost
yeah.
everybody's there, so it's like a family
Yeah,
reunion at
yeah,
the same time.
and they
So
fly like all the who's who in the moment. So
exactly.
like, I mean, why wouldn't you go somewhere where it's like some of the
No,
best are there?
no, for sure. So
Yeah.
Radical Force, Yalta Summer Jam, IBE, and BC1. So we got four.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have any last questions or any message for everybody who's watching now live or who will be watching the show after?
Honestly, keep your head up. Use this time wisely. Pick up some new traits. Like what I mean. Like I was talking about on my Facebook. Like, what are you gonna do with your extra time that you have right now? Like you could
Exactly.
level up and break in. Of course, you could always practice, but that's not going to consume your whole day, right? So you want to learn. I like for me, like I'm watching like YouTube videos and just feeding my brain with like financial stuff. With like as far as like we're talking Bitcoin, we're talking stock market, how to trade, like just things that could enhance what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And help me with what I'm doing. You know, because a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of different things that a lot of different things can help you in all parts of your life. You know what I mean? And for B-Boys, I feel like we're not there yet as far as like just doing breaking
Mm-hmm.
for a living. I think in some countries you can do it, but like as far as the U.S. and like most of the bigger countries, hard. Uh, so you got to find different streams of income. You got to figure out how you're going to keep everything moving because how you're going to keep your passion moving, right?
Exactly. I mean, this
Yeah,
is the right time to
yeah.
refocus.
Yeah.
Okay. Once
But yeah,
again, that
I just say yeah, just keep in tune with everything. If you're watching this, then you want to come here to learn something about me, or learn something about what's going on, or whatever. So that's kind of the right step, right?
yeah, each one teach one.
Yeah.
So before we end, once again, the question of this episode is what year was the first freestyle session? Send us your answer at thelegis.com/speak up. Next week, we're gonna have same time, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central European time, Mr. Blabbermouth as a music guest and B-Boy Meno as a special guest. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. You guys can also listen to podcasts on Spotify or Anchor from with Cros One. You can find it there already tonight. What else? Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Everybody from all over the world. We got Czech Republic, Italy, Slovakia, Russia, US, India, all over the world. Stay safe, stay blessed, and invest into Icon. Nah, just
Yeah.
kidding. Thank you so much, Cross, for
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
sharing with us, and hopefully see you soon in person. I don't
Yeah.
know when is that
You too,
gonna
brother.
be, but thank,
Send my love to the family.
I will. See the same
Yeah.
for your mom and dad. See
Thanks,
you.
brother. Yeah.
Peace
Peace.
out, guys. Bye bye. Okay, let me just do. Speak up. Like legits.